Right then everyone, I hope everyone's all good, got a new drone for Christmas, all happy. So, one of the top mistakes, or number one errors when buying a drone, okay? Anyone guess? Apart from not reading the manual of course, and not knowing the local regulations, and then we have a motorbike in the background. So, number one error is this little fella, okay? Now this is the SD card, okay? You want ideally the fastest you can afford, okay? It's about speed, not size, okay? No matter what the other half has ever told you, okay? So, SanDisk Extremes, SanDisk Pro Extremes, 64 gigabytes is more than enough for a day out, okay? The problem is a lot of people record absolutely everything and go, oh wow, 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 and you end up with hours of footage that's just boring as vertical. So, the most important bits then, you want a U3 card, okay, V3 SanDisk, and you want it as fast as you can, okay? And the important bit on the speed is the right speed. You want 95 MBS or faster, okay? So 95 MBS or faster, right speed. Read speed, 110 is fine, 150 is fine, reading it off is fine, okay? It's actually putting it onto the card is the problem. So you need this little fella to be as fast as you can, okay? I seem to have gained the hiccups, I don't know why, so I do apologise. So, this little fella, as fast as you can. Now, what's the second mistake? Now the second bit is, when it comes to editing, okay, and the mistake is you're trying to use a computer that can't cut the mustard. Or you're going to do it on your phone, or you're going to do it on a tablet. Don't get me wrong, tablets nowadays are powerful enough, you can edit on them, okay? You know, you can edit on a tiny phone where you're looking at a screen this big, and you're meant to edit and cut it and do everything, and, you know, don't get me wrong, it's possible, but it's a pain in the ass. So, even I have to invest in new kit. Okay, so, you know, as a commercial operator, I needed to buy a new computer. I have a Mac Pro upstairs, the cheese grater, the big silver monster thing, but that's now old. That can't handle 4K, can't handle 4K at all. Okay, I can't do a lot with upgrading it without spending a lot of money, which it isn't worth doing. It's got Xeon processors at 266 megahertz. I would say it's good for maybe about 20% of what I now do, work-wise. So it's now a relic. It's had its day. I then have a MacBook Pro, which is 2013. It's the i5 version, 13-inch. It's this big. The power supply is playing up. If I give it a hard processing task, it will suck the battery dry, and the charger just can't keep up. So it needs replacing. It's had its day, and it won't edit in 4K, even though it's got the SSD in it, even though it's got 16 gig of RAM in it. Its graphics card is not up to scratch. Okay, in today's world, it's on borrowed time. So the question is, what to buy? What's value for money? You know, you spent £1,000 on a drone, you might as well have the right kit to do the editing. So, a bit of research, because you've always got to do a little bit. My conclusion was, I needed one of these. Right, so I went all out and bought the cheapest Mac Mini you can. This is the 8GB version with a 256GB hard drive. Okay, I bought the smallest version because for the value of money, it's worth it. It's another £200 just to add this up to 16GB. But when you go on YouTube and have a look at the Apple M1 Mac Mini, it doesn't need to be 16GB for video editing in 4K. It doesn't give a rat's. This little puppy is a monster, okay, in disguise, as I call it. Now, the only problem is, okay, with this, and there is a problem, is all the ports are at the back, okay, and there's a lack of. That's the only problem with the Mac Mini I have found. But did I? Did I find it a problem? No, because I do the correct thing. When I buy something, if it's got a shortcoming, learn to fix the shortcoming. Okay, so what I did do is I bought this. Now, this is really cool. This is fantastic. So this sits under there like that. Mac Mini sits on top, connected by the USB-C cable. Okay, now what this little puppy does makes your life easy. You get your 4 USB ports at the front. Okay, we get micro SD card reader slot. We get an SD card reader slot. Okay, but that's not all. Inside here, I have put a 1 terabyte SSD. Okay, so while the main machine's only got 256 gig of RAM, which is fine for all the apps and my emails and paperwork stuff, the 1 terabyte drive, you can put a 2 terabyte drive in here, is perfect for holding all my video editing stuff. So all my video files can go on here. And then if I do want more space, I can either use one of the rear USB 3 ports off the back of the Mac Mini to add another bigger storage unit. And it just means that I've got my expandability. And I plug my portable USB drive. I don't have to faff around with the back of the Mac Mini. I just plug it in the front now, because it just sits perfectly. It makes no noise. It's got no fans, no nothing. This thing makes no noise, by the way, even when rendering 4K. It absolutely does nothing. And you know, that doesn't look out of place, does it? And it doesn't look bad. Do you know what I mean? You can plug your mouse and your keyboard into a port at the front if you need to, or you can bring them out the back of the Mac Mini. HDMI ports, so just plug it into your big LG 42-inch TV for editing. It's got the headphone socket, it's got the Wi-Fi, it's got the Ethernet port if you need it. But this little puppy is fantastic. It's the best thing. Once you've got your drone, if you're going to do editing, this is the next best bit of kit you're going to want. Okay, along with that hub. Without that hub, I must admit, this is limited. Okay, it can get a bit annoying. You know, you've got to reach around the back and do everything. Okay, so fix your problems. Okay, now what software? Okay, now people are going to go, but what about software and editing and all that? Well, it comes with iMovie. If you go back and look at any video over about 4 weeks old on here, that's all iMovie. Okay, it's all iMovie. All that stuff is iMovie. I've only just started playing with Final Cut Pro. Okay, so iMovie comes free with this. For video editing, iMovie can do picture-in-picture. It can enlighten things. You can go in, you can cut your timeline, you can do slow speed and speed up. iMovie does a lot for the very core basics. Okay. If you want to go to the next level, you'll go to something like Final Cut Pro. Okay. You could also go to DaVinci Resolve if you're on the PC, or get the Mac version, get Adobe. You can have Adobe Lightroom. My photo editing software is Luminar 4, so I use Luminar 4 on the Mac Mini. I don't use Lightroom, I don't use Photoshop at all. I'm not a Photoshop person. I like Luminar because I just put the JPEG in and I choose a preset and it makes it sparkle. Okay? I really like it. And it's just simple. Because I'm simple tool, I need a simple bit of software. It just does it. Okay? So iMovie comes with the Mac Mini. Video editing software comes with it. Okay? Dead simple. Get yourself a bigger hard drive, SSD. You can just plug it into the back if you need to, or get the hub. I will put links for these things down below. For your little SD cards, I'll put the links all below. They are affiliate links, just so you are aware. But I will put the links for all this stuff down below in the description. But yeah, if you bought yourself a nice little drone and your computer isn't up to scratch on editing, okay, I recommend, do some research and you check out the new Mac Mini M1s, okay. These are a brilliant tool, if you're going to go into the drone business, okay, and you've got to upgrade your home computer anyway and stuff, look at one of these, okay. This does everything for me. It doesn't bat an eyelid. It's only 8 gig of RAM, yes, but it doesn't give a shit. It really doesn't. When you've got a massive timeline and you're doing editing, this thing really doesn't give a rat's. Its exporting speed is faster than my i5, it destroys it. I've put it up against the mate's i7, it destroys it. So, you know, it's a fantastic little monster. So yeah, and it is a common mistake. It's one of those things, you know, when you're building your videos as well, so you're going to build your video, or you've been out for the day and now you want to show off to the world what you've been doing, right? Honestly, don't care, but if you're going to do a video of any kind, be it a short clip of what you've done for the day, okay, or it's for a property shoot, okay, or it's for anything basically, there's three things you need, okay, in your video. Your video has to have three things, okay? Forget the editing for a minute and all that jazz. Your video just needs three basic things, okay? And this all has to fit inside a minute and a half to 2 minutes, because the human race cannot pay attention to a video for longer than about 2 minutes. So if you got this far, well done. So, number one, what do you think we need? Okay, tell me, what do you need in this video? What do we need at the beginning? Well, we need a beginning. We need a start. You must have a start for any video you do. Okay, a start. So an opening shot, the opening shot, the shot that's going to go, I'm going to watch the rest of this. Now, the opening shot should be a rising shot or a panning shot to the subject. So you're either going to have, so you'll have your subject here, okay, this could be your subject, doesn't matter what it is. You will either do a nice rising vertical shot showing it off, right, and showing its surroundings, and that may require a bit of a pan to the left or to the right, okay. So that's one shot you should do while you're out, okay. You do your rising shot showing off the subject matter. Doesn't matter what the subject matter is, I've just put the building thing there so you can see. So your camera's pointing that way, rising shot. Once you get above the subject, you could then pan to your left or to your right. Maybe it reveals more beautiful countryside. Okay, so that is the start shot. Okay, okay, so that's it. This shot will last between 10 and 20 seconds, depending on how high you go. Next, you need a number two shot. Okay, so you have the middle. Okay, you have the middle, right? And this is going to have the subject matter. So you're going to now go and film your subject, right? Be it the waterfall, be it a boat on a lake or whatever, right? You're going to now film the middle bit, okay? It's dead simple. You know, get plenty of footage, because if you're out for the day and you're filming, you know, the start shots, you can do 2 or 3 versions. You'll then do your middle shots, get all the stuff you want in your middle, right? And then finally, number 3, you want the end shot. And then just want your end shot, okay? Now the end shot could be one of the shots you didn't use at the start, and you just reverse it and in the software and just have it do it in backwards, in post. Dead easy. Dead easy. So you could do that. But in your video, okay, you should have a start, a middle, and the end shot, okay? And that's it, perfect. Job's a good one. And then you've got something worthwhile, hopefully, showing off on Facebook or YouTube, because most things are not, okay? Even my stuff. You'll never see me put a lot of my stuff on social media. I can take a good photo, I can do a good video, but I'm not amazing, okay, right? I'm not going to go, wow, when someone shows off a drone photo or video. I will go, well, actually, you've got no sky in that photo, there's too much roof. I hate to say this, I will say what I see wrong with the image. Sometimes I shouldn't, so, you know, but, you know, just be aware that when you're doing all these things, you know, get the subject right as well. Always go with having sky in shots, okay? Never just focus on a roof or anything, unless you're doing a roof inspection, of course, and it's part of the job. But that'll probably never end up on YouTube as such. When you're out there flying for fun, okay, and you want to put your video on YouTube and you're going to build up your YouTube channel, remember you want to start, you want the middle, and you want the end, okay? No longer than 3 minutes, okay, is absolute maximum length. Feel free to edit on whatever hardware you want to, but if you need new hardware, you just spent a small fortune on a drone, you shouldn't be afraid of spending a few £100 on something like the Mac Mini M1, because it will, and I assure you on this, it will blow you away how fast it is. There's no i5 computer or i7 for that money that will touch it, okay, in processing and what it can do. It's just, it really is just astounding. So yeah, there you go. Hopefully it's giving you a bit of an inspired to go out and, look at your editing software, hardware. Hopefully it's answered a few questions. Yes, you can edit on tablets, but why struggle? I mean, I've got an iPad Mini 4, I want to edit on that at all. I've got no interest in struggling on a screen this big. I even dislike editing now on my MacBook Pro, which is a 13-inch screen. I even dislike that now, because the Mac Mini on the 42-inch TV, it's just there, keyboard, mouse, you see everything. It just makes everything better. God, I sound like a Mac enthusiast, don't I? It's not right. Windows PCs can also do this task. If you need a Windows PC machine, get a gaming machine. Windows machines, you want machines that are at least an i7. You're going to want at least a 4GB built-in graphics card, if not better, okay? And, you're going to pay, I would think, between £800 and £1,000 on that laptop anyway. You want a decent kick-ass gaming machine, because they can handle 4K. If it can't handle 4K, walk away. If you don't know if it can handle 4K, walk away. That £300 laptop, okay, that you're going to buy in Currys or NAF World, probably won't edit in 4K as well as you want, okay? And remember, when you're playing back your videos, if you're playing it back from your drone to your device, it will stutter. If you take out the SD card and you put it in your computer and it still stutters, either your hard drive is not fast enough, your computer's not fast enough. It's a telltale sign. Shoot in 4K, okay? Go out, shoot, 10 minutes worth of footage in 4K, stick it into your computer. If your computer craps out, change your computer time, I'm afraid. Okay, especially if you want to do this and go into this as a business, okay? Right. Anyway, hopefully that's giving you a little bit to think about, everyone. So, take care, safe flying, and the new year's about upon us. By the time you see this, it'll probably be 2021, actually. So yeah, in that case then, everyone, I hope the new year all works out for you all. Okay? Have a good one.